Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. So we have the 2020 inspired by Gibson Epiphone Les Paul Standard Gold Top 50s. Or 50s Gold Top. I don't know how you want me to say it, but you got all the info, right? Good. Alright, so there will be a link in the description below, so if you actually want to buy this in a left or right-handed version, Long and McQuaid in Canada does carry them. And by the way guys, Gibson month is rolling around really quick. It's now March 3rd, well, at least at the time of this video anyways. April 1st is when we start Gibson month, and I've already ordered 2 guitars so far today. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for the third one or not. And that third one is actually the Les Paul that I'm borrowing right now that's on loan to me while my Gibson Les Paul is out for repair for the second time in a row. Hopefully they get it right this time, because that's kind of frustrating. But anyways, I promised you guys a demo and review on this thing like last year when I got this thing after I did a setup. The only problem is I've had so many guitars and other gear and other projects going through here on my channel, I completely blanked it, and I figured that out tonight because all day I'm searching over YouTube for guitar videos and watching videos on vintage Gibsons and this and that, and it kind of dawned on me, did I ever do a review on this thing? I should look. Sure enough, I didn't. So here's your review today. Something's interfering with my wireless in here. Okay, so you got some dirty, you got some clean. Pickups are nice. They really are. And for all that information, again, description box below gives you all the specs on this thing. So I will give you a little bit though. We do have, of course, it is a 50s gold top, so you're going to get a little bit fattier neck than what you'd expect on some of the newer Les Pauls that have the slim necks to them. This is a little bit more chunkier, but it's not a baseball neck, which is nice. I mean, Gibson is notorious for fat necks, and this is not really that chunky. So it is still a very comfortable playing neck. I really like it. I love the fact that it's a bound fretboard too, which is really nice. The medium jumbo frets are spot on great. As far as my relief of my neck goes, I mean, she's running pretty dead straight, not 100%. I'd say it's about 99% dead straight. And I'm not normally a straight neck person, but you know what? I found that some Gibsons and some Epiphones and some other brands, they actually need to run the neck virtually dead straight. Otherwise you get buzz issues, which you really don't want, or you'll get a fret out issue somewhere. So some of these are actually the way they're set up from the factories. They do. But you can even see variances from one model to the next. I mean, this one is running virtually dead straight. Maybe the next gold top, it might have a bit more relief to it, that sort of thing. I mean, it kind of depends. No two guitars are the same. They don't play the same, they don't feel the same, they don't sound the same. They don't even intonate exactly and precisely the same. So you're always going to find variances even in the same model. So that's why setups are definitely different too, right? Anyways, though I'm not a massive fan of these types of tuners here, these ones are doing a really wonderful job. They stay in tune really good too. And at least if I do want to swap them, at least they're already pre-drilled for the right size holes if I do want to change to a much higher end quality tuner. But these ones are going to stay on here until one at least dies someday. And so far they're doing fantastic. Plenty of tension, going up and down, doesn't matter. They are spot great. Which doesn't happen too often, let me tell you. I mean, like I said, I really don't like these style of tuners, but in this case, I'm actually quite content with them. The nut was cut perfectly well, as expected on every Epiphone guitar I've bought. I've never had one with a badly cut nut. They've all been perfect, and all the strings sit exactly and precisely flush to the very top of the actual nut itself, which is where they should be. You shouldn't be feeling, anything more than that should be perfectly flat, and they're just at the right level. That's a properly cut nut, which helps with tuning stability too. Plus the fact that it is an Epiphone, so even your D&G is a lot closer, which means better tuning stability. Also, less back rake than what your typical Gibsons have. Now, I'm not going to sit here and diss Gibson. That's not the whole idea here, because I own a Gibson. And I know the problems associated with actual Gibsons that we all know about. But we also know that all guitars, regardless of the brand, have their pros and cons and goodies and baddies to them, etc., etc. Okay? This also has the markers for your dials. These come pre-installed on the guitar, so you know where you are. If I'm at 10, or if I'm at 9, 8, 7, 6, and so on. And that is fantastic. Those actually come with the guitar. I've had a number of Epiphones, and this is the first one that ever came with those. Otherwise, it's like an aftermarket purchase thing that you have to do separate. So that's something. Now, we do not have coil split or coil tapping pickups on this one. They're just regular wired in pickups. Fantastic. I love that. It's like, great. I don't have to worry about something else breaking down. The input jack is good on this. I haven't even bothered to change the plate. It's still everything's original on this guitar except for the bridge. It's the only thing I did change because it really needed it. The gold finish on this is actually a really nice tone for gold. On Gibsons, they are a little bit more on the greener side, but even these apparently will, over time, especially exposed to a lot of sunlight, will go greenish apparently. That's part of the fading process of paint with age. But I mean, my guitars, don't get to see sunlight. You know, they stay in my studio here. And now if I am going to go play outdoors, yeah, I'm not going to be in too much direct sunlight with them. So it's alright that way. So in the summertime I can go play on the front deck with a little portable amp, and away I go, and I have a blast, right? So it's fantastic. But yeah, and I love the mahogany neck and body on this. This thing is really weighty too. Like if you want a heavy guitar, this has got some weight to her. So she's pretty good. This one is crafted in China, which is no big deal. I have not found any finish flaws anywhere on this guitar, you know, which is just great. It's fantastic. The binding on the neck is very nice as well. Nice touch there. After a year, it is starting to get that, you know, it's starting to yellow with age kind of look, you know, and like I said, they don't go in direct sunlight, you know, they're just in the lighting in here. I love the cream colors in the pickup rings as well as the pick guard. I mean, this is a guitar that even has chrome on it, and you guys know I'm a real huge fan of gold. I wouldn't even dare to think about putting anything gold on this. The top is more than sufficient along with those knobs. So this is one guitar that the only thing it needed was a better bridge. Because you can get good bridges, but you can get the odd bad. Mine had a bit of a baddie bridge that just had those two annoying spots, and it's like, I'm not going to fight with that. I'm just going to fix it permanent and put a real bridge on there. And besides, it didn't cost me that much, so what the heck. The action's really super low on this thing too. That is something that I did my own little tweaks to a certain point. I really didn't have to lower things much at all. Very minimalistic, in fact. So, and yeah, she's pretty good. I really like this thing. It can really kick some butt. I know I had one little boo-boo, it's okay. I get a little excited playing this stuff. This is a really nice axe. I really gotta say that. The pickups are really good in it. Very happy with it. And of course, things are going to sound differently with whatever amp. I'm using my Marshall stack today. You guys have seen it recently on the channel. 15-watt stack, two 10-inch cabs with it. Boss ME80 pedal board is what I'm using for the distortion and other little effects I got going on here. It's a nice little setup, and I moved the amp out of the way, so it's a little bit different way the sound's traveling in here, which is something you may notice as well. But you know, Gibson Les Pauls, SGs, Epiphone Les Paul SGs, they go great with Marshall stuff. So, gotta love that stuff. Anyways, rock and roll. Blues, jazz, whatever kind of genre of music, pretty much you can get it done on a Les Paul. Works fantastic. Very clean on the cleans too with this thing. Very happy with that as well. So they actually put some really decent pickups. Again, if you want to know all the details, video description below, read all the specs. And if you live in Canada, get yours now at Long & McQuaid. These things are like under 900 bucks, brand spanking new, and they are great. Very well made. You know, I think anybody would be happy. And you know, beginners, intermediate, pro players, not a problem with this guitar. You know, piece of cake, you know, so it works for all levels of players, you know. So if you're looking for a quality instrument, but you really can't afford a Gibson, or you really don't want to afford a Gibson, even if you can, Epiphone is definitely a great counterpart to that, because they are licensed to make Gibson guitars, obviously, and the only two guitar companies in the world that are allowed to use the Les Paul name are who? Gibson and Epiphone. Okay, so anyhow, what else can I tell you about it? Mahogany neck, mahogany body, that sort of jazz. I gotta leave some reading for you guys to do. You know, we've got our typical back plate, one here, you know, control pack and switch. I love the finish on the mahogany wood. Very nice banding on this thing. Looks really sick. And I like it when I can see more wood, you know. I've never been a real huge, massive fan of painted tops on guitars unless they were really well done. Like my Custom Pro is a big thing where, yeah, it's an all black guitar, but you know what? She's nice, you know. This is showing, you know, a lot of that mahogany in the whole neck and the body. So we just got a painted cap on this thing, which is no big deal because it is a gold top after all. So you got to paint it gold, right? So, price, good. Quality, performance, tuning stability, great. What do we rank it at though? I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, nothing's perfect, and I did have to swap the bridge because I did get a bad bridge. I could have had that covered under warranty. However, who's to say that I'm going to get a good one next time? Or even if I do, the thing is, I wanted what I wanted for a bridge. And it's like, so I just slap on what I wanted. I ordered it in, modified, slap on, away we go. My Custom Pro, it still has its original bridge on it that's got the little wire clip thingy because it's not screwing up. So it's a good one, you know. This one, wasn't so good, so you swap it. But yeah, I like the guitar. I think it's a really great guitar. It sounds nice through the Marshall amp, even on its own. You know, let me give you an example of just the Marshall amp itself. No effect board, just with its own stuff. Now, every Marshall amp, of course, is going to be different, but so we're going to start with It's Clean. So that's the bridge, so them both now. I do have a little bit of reverb turned on. Bass, mid, and treble are all at 12 o'clock, by the way. So even on the neck is still nice and clean. So this has got a few different channels in it. So that was clean. This is the crunch. Now I have my gain here set around 10 o'clock. Not bad. Channel 2, what do they call this? Overdrive 1, channel 2. Gain up right to the top. And we'll go to the next level of distortion on that. Then we'll pull back that gain a bit, put it back to the regular overdrive. Alright, so that's the Marshall all by itself with its own built-in overdrives and stuff, and it works really well. I do prefer the pedal board though because I have more selection of effects, of course, more control, and it's just kind of better thing, right? great. That's a lot of fun. I have too much fun with this thing. But that's where I stick with it. I say 4.5 out of 5 is great for this thing. Check one out for yourselves at your local alarm equator if you're in Canada. If you're not in Canada, go to your local music store that carries Epiphone, Gibson, all those other wonderful brands that we all love to spend our money on. Check one out yourself. See if you like the gold top or not. It's kind of up to you. Not everybody's into gold tops. But you know what? You got to have variety and spice in your life, so why not get one and throw it in the collection is what I say, right? You know, what can it hurt? But yeah. Quite the nice guitar though. Very impressive. So that's my review and conclusion on this guitar. Okay. Again, this is the 2020 inspired by Gibson model 50s standard Les Paul gold top. There's a lot of different ways to say that. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.